This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we learned about we have started a company creation process. In this company creation process, first most important is address setup. In this, as discussed, don't create any new country. Already existing countries you need to utilize, and then address setup you need to finish it, and then you need to create a company. Company means in the system it is legal entity, and you need to attach address and language. It is must. So for practicing purpose, you can use ENUS. Next, number sequences you need to create. However, it is created manual automatically, but manually you need to modify few of the transactions. Maybe sales order, packing slip, sales invoice, like this, around 20 to 30, around 30 number sequences you need to modify as per the client requirement. Next, you need to create calendars, and then chart of accounts you need to create. Financial dimensions you need to create, financial dimension sets, and account structure you need to create. Advanced structure, if it is required, you can map it, otherwise you can skip it. That is based on the client requirement. Next, currencies will be by default available. You need not to create. It is available by default, all currencies. Then exchange rates you need to define. Next, most important is ledger setup. So you need to map the ledger setup. So if you go to the ledger setup today, it will be allowed to modify. Look at this one. Because I have not created any transaction, I am in IAL company, Indigo Airlines company. So if you go to the ledger, currently I'm able to modify chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency. Look at this one. But if you create any single transaction, you cannot modify. So currently it is allowing to modify the chart of accounts, accounting currency, and reporting currency. It is allowed. If it is any single transaction is created, then it will not allow to modify. Okay, yesterday this was discussed. Later I told you, like accounting currency, reporting currency, a rounding value you need to map at least 0.01, and the difference between these two will be posted to accounts for automatic transactions. I have not mentioned here. Let me map that one. Let me show you. Let me write down that one. General ledger setup. General ledger setup. General ledger setup, actually not ledger setup, sorry, posting setup, accounts for automatic transactions. So posting setup, accounts for automatic transactions. Accounts for automatic transactions you need to map. Yesterday we have done this one. So this rounding differences may occur in any places, but at least minimum to minimum, if you create default types, if you click on create default types, at least you need to map these things. Okay, you need to map it. If you don't want error account, you can skip it. That is your wish. If you want, or you can keep it, otherwise you can skip it. Fine. So this is all together. Yesterday we have discussed in the general ledger module. In the general ledger module, we have discussed. Now today we'll try to understand about item related setups. Item related setups. So in T&L consult, like in T&L trade and logistics, I have explained about if you want to create an item master, what are the mandatory fields? Can anyone recollect?
Product dimension group, storage dimension group, tracking
Okay.
dimension, item
Okay.
group, item model group, sales unit, purchase unit, cost unit. So these are the 8 mandatory fields. Apart from that, there are 4 more.
Yeah.
Category.
Yes. So one is storage dimension group. Storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, and product dimension group. Okay, these are the first three we need to map. So all these three will be available in product information management, setup, dimensions and variant groups. Dimensions and variant groups, you need to define those things. So product information management, setup, dimensions and variant groups. So you will find here storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group. These are enterprise level data. These are enterprise level data. Can anyone recollect like what is this enterprise level data means? Enterprise level data.
You can see from all the legal entities.
Yes. So if it is created in one legal entity, it will be available in all legal entities. If I go to here, it will be available. Product dimension groups. It is created for some other legal entities like USMF, DMF, whatever it is created, that is available. You need not to create. If it is a blank database, if you have taken a database DAT company license only, then you need to create all these things. You need to create all these things. Okay, so because it was created for some other legal entities, we are able to see the data. Not only that one, this sizes, colors also, it is available by default. You need not to create. Okay, you need not to create. It is by default available. You are going to utilize. So color, size, style also it will be available. Fine. Next, item group and item model group. Next, item group and item model group. Item group we need to create, item model group we need to create. This is available in inventory management, inventory management, setup, inventory, and you will find item group, and item model group also same. Item group and item model group in the same area you can find. Let me show you that one. Inventory management, collapse all, setup, inventory, then item groups, click new. So we can create our own groups, whatever you want. I'm creating mobiles, something. I have created groups, item groups. Now this is actually like this is created by T&L consultants, but utilization is from finance consultant a lot. So majorly many people, when I am discussing with any other person, people will speak like if it is item group means it is a part of SCM. Many people will give reply item group means it is a part of SCM. No, item group is majorly a part of finance consultant. Item group is a part of finance consultant responsibility. Finance consultants need to map the ledger accounts. So we will map this one after some time. We'll discuss. So I want your presence once again, like what could be the debit and what could be the credit. While doing invoice, while doing product receipt, everything, I need your participation. We'll come back and we'll discuss this one. Next, item model group. Most probably in another, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will discuss with you about item model group in detail. Okay, so here we need to create item model group. So I'm creating FIFO something. As soon as if you create item model group, then look at this one, 4 checkboxes are enabled. These things we'll discuss most probably tomorrow. I will discuss with you. I need to explain you all these checkboxes, and I need to explain you about one more information. Okay, I will discuss with you. Save. Item model group is created. So in another, maybe most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we are going to discuss in detail about each and every checkbox. Each and every checkbox we are going to discuss. Fine. Item group and item model group created. Next, units. Purchase unit, sales unit, inventory unit. All these things you need to create. So it is available in organization administration. Organization administration setup, units. Along with units, we have some more unit conversion also. Let me show you. So once again, this units is enterprise level data. Units is enterprise level data. So it can be utilized in other legal entities also. If it is created in one legal entity, you can use in another legal entities as well. So if you go to organization administration, collapse all, setup, units. So you can create units here. If it is a fresh database, it will not be there anything. You can use unit creation wizard. So automatically you can select whatever units you want. You can click next. It will be. Otherwise, you can create manually. No issues. Anything is fine. Simple. Okay, based on your requirement, you can create boxes, pieces like this. Each so many. Okay, you can create your as per your requirement. You can create. Once units are created, we can map unit conversions also. Particularly for manufacturing consultant, it is most important. For normal consultants, it may or may not be required, but for manufacturing consultants, it is important. What is this standard conversion intra-class and inter-class? Standard conversion means 1 kg, 1 kilogram equal to 1000 grams, or 1 ton equal to 1000 kgs. Like these are standard across the globe. Standard across the globe, across the world. So those things can be configured in the standard rules. Next, interclass and intra-class. Intra-class is within the same unit class. Boxes, pieces. Boxes, pallet, these are same unit. Okay, whereas interclass means different units. This unit is different and this unit is different. Kg is a different unit and each is different unit. Kg is a weight, this is pieces, quantity. So 1 kg, one piece equal to 1 each equal to 1000 kgs, something it is there. So these two are different units, whereas these two are same units. Understood? That is the difference. Of course, it is most important for production consultants. For production consultants, it is most important. For normal, like I mean to say, T&L consultant, the utilization is very less. If you learn, I mean to say, this is not a complex, just unit conversions you need to map. Fine. Okay. So we have mapped related to item related setups. Till now, any doubts? Okay, I think there is no doubts. Now, storage dimension group means site and warehouse. Storage dimension group means site and warehouse. So I need to create site. So where we can create site means in inventory management, setup, inventory breakdown. Site and warehouse also we need to create. Site and warehouse we need to create. So inventory management, setup, inventory breakdown, sites. So we need to create site. So one site one. So this is as per the client requirement, you need to define. So site may be a virtual information, but warehouse is actual physical location. Warehouse is actual physical location. So I'm just following whatever the naming convention was created by USMF. Now, if it is mapped at that time, we have discussed default type. The type is default, quarantine, and transit. Transit we have discussed during like transfer order. During transfer order, I have explained about what is this transit warehouse? Quarantine warehouse I have not explained. You are going to learn that one in the quality module, quality management module. You are going to learn about that quality. Okay, so default warehouse we have created. Now in reality, for this warehouse you need to map the physical address, because the warehouse is the actual area where the material is kept. That address you need to define properly. This is most important. If you are using advanced warehouse management or taxation related information, address is most important. Customer address, vendor address, and warehouse address. These addresses are important. You need to map properly.
Satya, what is that location ID when you create address on top of that?
The naming convention, whenever you are creating addresses, for each address it is creating one like this. This is most probably party ID. Let us verify.
Okay.
4422. 1 second, let me verify. It is most probably, it is because whenever you are creating any address, it will be created in the back end. Let me verify. Double 422, am I right? That is number is 4422.
Yeah.
4422. It is not in this one, but in technically maybe, because not only for here, everywhere you are creating a address, so all addresses will be stored in some places technically, so that is not showing in the front end. Maybe for each and every address will have one naming convention, that is address. It is not global address book. It is for customer vendors, it is available. So
Okay.
location ID, not location. It is location ID.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it's technically somewhere else in tables level it will be there. But each and every customer, vendor, everywhere we are entering the address. Am I right? That address it is coming. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine. Now once the address is created, so city like a warehouse address is created, so items related setups, minimum setups required, all are created. So if it is in case like if it is required some batch number, serial number kind of thing, you need to create batch number, serial number, item related. Fine. The item related setups are configured. Now we need to create product information management released products. Released products we need to create product information management. Product information management setup, not setup. Products, release products. products, release products you need to define. Okay, so let me show you. Product information management, collapse all, products, released products. So in this released products, it is nothing available here, blank, because this is a new database. I mean to say new legal entity. It's not database, it is legal entity only. So if it is a fresh legal entity, there is no data. But if you go to products and product masters, you will find a lot of data, because products and product masters are enterprise level data. Products and product masters are enterprise level data, and if you look at this all products and product masters, it is available. Okay, so if you want to release some items, yes, you can release. Take the example item 1000. I want to release this item. Then you can click on release products. Next. Then you need to define for which legal entity. Now IAL, Indigo Airlines, for this company I want to release. Click finish. So now if you verify released products, it will be there. Even though this item is available, I cannot use this item and I cannot do transactions. The reason behind, if you click on validate, it will throw error message. All these values are missed, like item model group, a value missing, enter the value in the item model group field. So actually there are many things I need to map. It is showing only one error message, like let me map those things. System is asking me to map item model group. Give me a second. So let me click on edit. I'm mapping item model group. Now I'm removing. Let me save. Let me validate. I will get some more error messages. So item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, inventory unit, sales unit, specify the fields. So you have not mapped all these things, you need to map. Now first inventory unit, try to map inventory unit. That is in manage inventory. In manage inventory, first you need to map the inventory unit. This is must. Then you need to map purchase unit and sales unit. You need to map purchase unit, sales unit. Now if you click validate, once again it will throw warning message. It's a warning message like item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group should be mapped. Item group, storage dimension group, tracking dimension group. But you need to map like all these things. Okay, so let me map item group. Item group is available in the manage costs. Manage cost fast tab. You will map item group, which we have created just now. Next, you need to map storage dimension group and tracking dimension group. Okay, storage dimension group, it is disabled. I'm not able to map. What I have to do? If I'm validating, I'm getting error message, but storage dimension group, it is disabled. How can I map? Anyone?
Dimension group on the top.
Yes, in the dimensional groups in the top, you need to map storage dimension group and tracking dimension group. So I'm mapping site and warehouse. I'm mapping none. Time being, I'm mapping none. Click OK. Now, if you validate, then it will show you first red, next yellow. Now it is blue. The ribbon also, it will show you blue. Look at this one. So it is mapped. All the fields required, all the field values required for validation are specified for the product. It was mapped. Everything is ready. Now we will create a sales order, purchase order. We'll create a sales order, purchase order. Before this, now I want your participation, particularly finance team, finance consultants. I need, if it is a vendor invoice is posted, what is going to be debited, what is going to be credited. Finance team, please.
Item towards the vendor.
So inventory account data to
vendor account.
Vendor account.
any more? Only these two? Only these two?
There is one with 0 line which will get posted. Not able to recall the name.
Item group, right?
Purchase expenditure.
Yeah, it is expenditure. Correct.
Purchase expenditure for product, it is posting with 0. Okay, so these three accounts we need to map. In the same manner, if it is a customer invoice or sales order invoice or customer invoice, can anyone explain me about postings?
Customer account to revenue account.
Customer account to revenue account. Okay, next.
Goods sold to cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold to
Inventory account.
Inventory issue credit.
yes, inventory issue account credit. Of course, naming convention will be little bit change, but this is the entry. Cost of goods account data to inventory issue account credit. Okay, these are the postings. Fine. So now the item related things mapped. So vendor account means where we can map this ledger account.
Posting profile. Vendor posting.
Yes. Vendor posting profiles and customer posting profiles. Vendor posting profiles and customer posting profiles we need to map. Okay, fine. So now we need to map this related setups. That means we need to create customer, we need to create all those things. So I'm parking this point sometime. We need to create now first vendor and then customer. So if you want to create a vendor, the prerequisite is vendor group. The first step is vendor group. First we need to create vendor group. So where it is available means it is in procurement and sourcing module also available. It is in accounts payable module also available. Any module is fine. Now so I'm going to accounts payable module, collapse all, vendors, vendor groups. Accounts payable, vendors, vendor groups. So we need to create groups. Suppose domestic vendor groups. So usually they will give numbering for easy calculation, for easy to feed this information in the system. They will use this 10, 20, 30 like this. Otherwise, you can, as per your requirement, as per the client requirement, you can configure these groups. Okay, so I'm creating like domestic vendor groups. International vendors. Like this I have created. Now you need to create vendor account. Yeah, can anyone suggest me like any vendor name? Your favorite vendor name, any vendor name where you want to purchase the material?
Maersk, MEARSK.
Okay. MEARSK. Okay, fine. While creating this vendor group is mandatory. That is the reason we have created vendor group. Okay, I'm creating this as international vendor group, whatever it may be. Remember, we have mapped the language while creating a legal entity. That language will be populated automatically. Language is must. It is mandatory. In the very first yesterday, if you look at this one, I have created language. Whatever the language I have created, that language is by default, it was populated to the vendor account. While doing transaction, language is also one of the important field. Of course, you may not observe much on this language, but it is important. Okay, you need to select the language, that language will be populated. And second thing, currency will be populated automatically as company currency. This currency is in the ledger form, whatever the currency you have mapped, that currency will be populated automatically. So if you want to change the currency, yes, you can change the currency. If you want to change the currency, you can change the currency. Okay, and remaining based on the client requirement, you need to map like terms of payment, methods of payment, cash discount. We learned those things, small pieces. It is small pieces, but is information. It is most important. All those things you need to define. Next, address also we are neglecting always, but address also most important. You need to define the address. While creating address, we have, look at this one, there are multiple address types: business address, delivery address, home address, invoice address. You can create a number of addresses. Okay, in real-time scenario, address is also most important, but now we are neglecting, we are least bothering, but it is important. For customer address and vendor address, it is mandatory. Not only address, you need to map the contact details as well. In this, mobile number and email address, all those things you can map. Phone, email ID, URL, telex, fax, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you want, the vendor related information, the persons under related information, you can map it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
just wondering, for customers and vendors, is it possible to extract their data from Excel and upload into Microsoft D65 just as a customer information before mapping?
Yes, actually in the like DMF, data management framework, you want import, am I right? Import.
Yes, import the information from Excel.
Yes. So this is DMF is the one more function. Using this one, we can import the material. First, what we have to do, we need to export the this like entity name. So first you need to export the entity, then Excel format will be available, draft Excel format, and then you can import using that Excel file. The fields will be captured automatically.
So at least we have that information given in a data. We are not entering each and every entity in it.
Yes, yes. So here it will be there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So if you are extracting here, it will show you the entity name. It will ask you to enter the name here. Sorry. Vendor is there. You can have the target means Excel. It will support many formats. You can select Excel file and you can find the entity. It will show you vendor. I think vendor V2 something it will be there. Yeah, vendors. Okay, this is very user friendly.
Okay.
It is very user friendly. You can do it without technical knowledge also you can do it. But if it is struck something, then for the connections we need technical help. If in case we failed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Copy to legal entity option also is available. That is also helpful.
Which one?
Copy to legal entity.
Copy to
If
legal.
you
Yeah, it is available. That is, copy to legal entity means it is only configurations, some set of configurations. I have given this information. If you want about that one, you can find here. So about, you can go through this one. It was explained clearly. What are the things can be like exported? Okay, detailed help is available.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Fine. Let me go back to the vendor account. So we have created a vendor account. So we need to create, in reality, we will not create manually, we'll import using DMF. Of course, vendor groups is not required. Manually, we need to create vendor groups. We need not use legal like entity for vendor groups because vendor group is a small master. But vendor account we need to create using DMF. So like this, vendors are created. Once vendors are created, then we need to go to vendor posting profiles. So let me write down the steps. Vendor groups created. Next, we need to create vendors. We need to create vendors. Next, vendor posting profile. Vendor posting profiles. It is in accounts payable setup vendor posting profiles. Accounts payable setup vendor posting profiles. So we have discussed this one clearly. Vendor posting profiles. Always initial cap is the regular format. Look at this one, posting profile. Second P is a small. We need to follow the same best practice. Okay, fine. Now click add. You need to map. Always the best practice is group level mapping. For domestic vendors and for international vendors, we need to map the ledger accounts. So we know like domestic, I have mapped one group and another vendor group, international vendors. So always the best practice is group level mapping. So this is a liability. I have mapped liability accounts. So always it is better to map all also. Something I'm mapping. Okay. So vendor posting profiles are created. Vendor posting profiles are created. Next, we need to map this vendor posting profile in parameters. AP parameters. So in this AP parameters, whatever you have defined vendor posting profile, that you need to map in the ledger and sales tax tab. Ledger and sales tax tab, vendor posting profile. Okay, this is one of the setup. Okay, so the setups are configured for this one, for this one. In the same manner, same copy paste, wherever vendor is there, customer it is. Customer group, accounts receivable, customers, customer group, customers, accounts receivable, customers, and customer posting profile, accounts receivable, customer posting profiles. Just I'm renaming, exactly vice versa. Any confusion here? I hope it is nothing. I'm right? It's simple.
Satya, just curious to know, so the accounts that you used, right, for vendor and customer, so it auto-populated because you did something, you did copy those accounts from a different legal entity?
The chart of accounts you are talking about in the vendor posting
Correct.
profile.
Yes, yes,
That,
the
that
main accounts.
yeah, we have defined in general ledger. Yesterday, we have defined in the ledger setup, ledger, we have defined the chart of accounts shade.
Okay. Got it.
This chart of accounts will be populated automatically. Make sense?
Yes, Satya, thank you.
Okay, fine. So as soon as if you map this one, then in the main accounts, it will show like, if you go to general ledger module, if you verify the chart of accounts, main accounts, it will show that accounts, whatever in the shade chart of accounts, those accounts are belongs to this company. Those are these accounts. Okay, fine. Let me create a customer group. Sometimes here it is not there, it is available in the setups. So the path is a little bit different. Just for I'm creating like HYD customer group. So as per the client requirement, this data is not your decision. As per the client requirement, we need to map. how they are maintaining. It is not your data. So for practicing purpose, whatever the way I want, I am creating, but in real-time scenario, it should be customer data. I mean to say client data. So
Satya,
can I,
this may
please?
sound silly, but I still want to ask you this question. How in real-time scenario are customers and vendors grouped? Based out of what are they grouped?
So if I'm doing business in India only, like because the major advantage is like in the finance, how I would like to see the vendors or customer balances, because majority times group level mapping we are mapping in the ledger account, in the vendor posting profile or customer posting profile we are mapping. So I want some set of vendors balances I want to see in chart of accounts, how I want. Based on that I will select I will create groups. So if I'm doing business in India and abroad, then I will create like local customers, domestic customers, and export customers. If I'm doing business in India in 4 states, then I want like Telangana customers, Bangalore, Karnataka customers, and Tamil Nadu customers, and other state customers. Suppose I'm not doing business for my business is not crossing my state, only in Telangana, then Hyderabad customers, Warangal customers, Suryapet customers. This is based on their business, how you want to see all vendors. It is rather than looking at all vendor balances or all customer balances, I want to see the ledger balances based on some specific criteria. That criteria will be lead to creating a customer group and vendor group.
Okay, makes sense. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I need to create a one customer account. Yeah, anyone suggest me any of your favorite customer?
FirstCry.
Can you spell out?
It is FIRST C space CRY.
FirstCry. Oh, first time I'm listening this name of that.
I mean,
Means
it is a baby.
for
baby.
child
It-
material.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Customer groups. So as I told you, we need to create customer group and then customer. So here currency is automatically populating and country was populated automatically. Now you need to map the address also. It is best practice always. Even if you are not mapped also, it will allow you, but always the best practice is customer address also should be mapped. For practicing purpose, we are selecting some dummy custom addresses, whatever, but in real-time scenario, you need to map properly. You need to map properly. Okay, I'm clicking save. So if you want to change the currency, you can change the currency. Okay, language automatically populated. Language is also important while doing. and address is populated, and contact information, like if you want to contact the person, email ID, mobile number, and those things you can map it. So all relevant information, it is must you need to map. So currency, it will be automatically available here in one of the tab. Sales demographics, it is available, the currency. So the relevant information, simply we are creating in real-time scenario, we need to have a lot of information related to the customer, because we are selling the material, we are giving credit to the customer. So we need to have all the details from the customer. We cannot create a normal dummy customer, because we are giving credit. If you are giving credit means we need to have the full details of the customer, where it is located and what is the customer, what is the employee names, like contact details. So the contact details we can enter here. The persons, accounts manager or general manager for this company. Otherwise, because we are giving credit means, if in case customer is not, like a customer after selling this 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, if customer is not available means it is meaningless. We cannot do business like that. So in reality, we need to collect a lot of information related to the customer account. Fine. Once it is customer group and customers are created, now next step is customer posting profiles. Groups, so Hyderabad customers. In reality, we should have one ledger account corresponding to this account, but I'm mapping whatever available here. I'm mapping, but this is not the actual one. We need to map one customer group, Hyderabad customers, accounts receivable, Hyderabad customers. Like that, we need to map. For time being, I'm creating normal mapping, but in reality, whenever you are mapping the ledger account, that account should be realistic and it should be proper. So as I told you, we need to map group level and all also. That is the best practice always. So I'm mapping. Okay, this ledger accounts, you will have the proper ledger accounts from the client. You need to map the proper ledger accounts. Once it is created, and then once again you need to go to ER parameters, ledger and sales tax tab. Ledger and sales tax tab. You need to map the customer posting file. Okay, fine. Now we need to create a purchase order, we need to create a sales order, and we need to create vendor payment, customer payment. So the payments, it is a finance topic. So once it is separated, once again the batches, at that time we'll discuss about payments. Now let us understand invoicing. So I need to do a sales order invoice and purchase order invoice. I need to post, I need to create a purchase order and purchase sales order. Now we know like PO types. In T&L we have discussed, it is journal, purchase order and sales order. Sorry, written order. I'm sorry. These are the types. So that is, it is in procurement and sourcing. Collapse all parameters, setup parameters. Here the type is journal. So if you have not changed this one, whenever you are creating a purchase order, the type will be populated as journal. So always I will create purchase order. That is the reason I need to change it to purchase order. Understood? This is T&L topic. So procurement and sourcing. Setup, procurement and sourcing parameters. General tab. Here purchase type should be changed. Purchase type should be changed to purchase order. In the same manner, you need to map sales also. So purchase type changed. Next, sales order type should be changed in, but it should be available in sales and marketing. In reality, it should be available in sales and marketing, but it is not available in sales and marketing parameters. It is not available. This is a kind of rearranging a proper, rearranging is not done properly. It is not here. It is in accounts receivable module and AR parameters. Sales type, you need to change to journal to sales order. Okay, so let me write down S4 type. So accounts receivable, setup, AR parameters, general tab, sales type, change it to sales order. Change it to sales order. Okay, just to give me 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 minute, please. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. So sales type and purchase type should be mapped. Next, one more. So whenever we are creating an item, look at this one. Product information management, released products, whenever you are click on new button, I need to map inventory unit, purchase unit, sales unit, if required BYM unit. I need to map manually. I don't want to map every time. I don't want to map. I want always it should be passed each. So if you want to do like this, inventory management, setup, inventory management parameters. In this, there is unit. I have mapped. And here there is fallback warehouse. We need to map this one. If not mapped, what happens? Let me show you. I have not mapped fallback warehouse. I have mapped only default unit each. Now, if I close, it will show you a warning message. A warning message. If you are using intercompany, remember to specify a fallback warehouse to ensure that system can identify a warehouse when you create an order lines. A fallback warehouse can be set in the inventory management parameters per site in the fallback warehouse page. So it is not mandatory, but it is escalation. Okay, what is this meaning? I will explain you about intercompany stock transfer. If I'm explaining at that time, you will understand this one, but at that time it is important. So for better purpose, I'm mapping a fallback warehouse. So I'm mapping fallback warehouse. At this point, you don't know what is this fallback warehouse, but you will understand that fallback warehouse at the time of, I mean to say, intercompany stock transfer. At the time of intercompany stock transfer, I will explain you in detail. Okay, it is a small function. I'm mapping. So if you have not mapped now also, no issues, but I'm mapping. Now if I close this one, there will not be an issue. Simple. Without any warning message, it will be closed. So there is no warning. Okay. Now we have mapped default unit. Because if it is mapped default unit, what happens whenever I'm creating a new released product, at that time it will be populated each, whatever each are pieces, whatever quantity, whatever it is there, that will be populated automatically. Look at this one. To minimize your work, to minimize our work, we have mapped. Understood? So this is one of the like a regular or a mandatory setup. Default unit, inventory, the warehouse.
Satya Velu here.
Yes,
This inventory units and all these units, we also have this BOM units, right? Is there an option where I can default BOM unit as an inventory unit? I just want to check, is there an option?
It is actually while creating itself, if you are selecting the BOM, automatically it will ask you like to select the BOM unit.
Okay. Not as an item, is it? By default, if it is an item, there is no option of choosing a BOM unit, is it?
Yes.
Okay. And when you choose the item type as a BOM, by default, it will be blank, or it will take the inventory unit as a BOM unit?
No, actually, while creating item, so this item, item will have the types. Like, let me show you. Engineering tab, we have the type. Based on that, let me show you. So if it is a none, it will not allow to select BOM type, BOM unit. If it is BOM, it will allow you to modify. I mean to say, it will allow you to select BOM unit.
Okay.
Otherwise, it is not required.
Okay.
Yeah. Engineering tab, you know that one. Then we need BOM unit. Otherwise, if it is this one is none, then it will be different.
Okay. BOM type. All right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Right. So default units we have mapped. Now I need to create a purchase order. Before going to create a purchase order, we have not completed this setups. Now we need to map these accounts. This is pure finance, but if you T&L people also, if you are able to follow, that is fine. If you are not able to follow, leave it. Item groups. So this is cost of purchased material invoiced means inventory account. And purchase expenditure for product. So these accounts in real-time scenario, based on the group, client will give you these accounts and you need to map. So the three accounts it was mapped. One is this inventory receipt means, inventory account means cost of material invoiced, cost of purchased material invoiced account data. To vendor account credit means we have created vendor posting profiles, and purchase expenditure for product we have mapped. In the same manner for customers invoice, sales order invoice, customer account data to, that is customer posting profile we have mapped. Next, all these things we need to map. So revenue account, revenue is 4 series, revenue account, and then cost of units, this is COG, cost of goods sold account means COG account. and then here this is inventory account. This is these three plus customer account. So all are invoice postings. These all are invoice postings. So currently at the time of invoice, we are posting the accounts. Okay. So, and in the AR parameters and AP parameters, if you look at this one, in the AP parameters, we have not enabled GRN postings. Product receipt postings we have not enabled at this point. If you want, you can enable and you can map the ledger accounts. First, without this one I'm showing, later I will show you with the ledger accounts. Next, AR parameters also we have not mapped the packing slip ledger accounts. Not here. This one, post packing slip and ledger, we have not enabled. We are posting a purchase order first. So we can open this purchase order form from accounts payable module or procurement and sourcing module. Anything is fine. So we need to select vendor account. Select the warehouse. Sorry, it is not 24, it is 11 warehouse. Letter system recognized. Okay, no problem. Fine. Click OK. First time I am creating a purchase order. I'm just checking general ledger, ledger setup, ledger. If you click edit, still it is allowing to modify. But if it is one transaction is posted, it will be locked. Okay, let me do a confirmation.
Satya, is there an option to send email from the email as purchase order as an email?
Purchase order as a email, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do, because this confirmation will ask you like printout. In the printer setups, if you configure, it will be sent to the vendor.
Okay.
Not only that one, what is the error message? Posting, sir. Oh, the mistake is I have not selected any item. I did confirmation. This is very blunder mistake. I need to enter the quantity, am I right? That is okay. So if it is, I mean to say, you can map that one. That one. I will show you that one. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let it be finished. So I'm entering 100 quantity. What is that error warning message? Any idea? What is this warning message? The
Vendor is not approved.
okay, so what I have to do? It is not approved. I agree with you, but what I have to do?
On the vendor master, we need to update. No, on the item master, we have to select the vendor as the registered vendor.
Yes, exactly, you're right. So in the item master or release product information management, release products. So this item number 1000, we need to map purchase tab. So in the purchase tab, you need to map in the setup approved vendor list. You need to map the vendor. Otherwise, if you don't want vendor restrictions, then you can make it no check. Either one you can, either you can map here approval list, or you can check, like you can modify to no check. This is small information, you should know about this one. Okay, of course, this is a T&L topic. Fine. Now, this is now if you are saving, you will not get error message because I have mapped authorized vendors. Now I'm doing confirmation. So I'm using the big button confirmation. Then if you have integration between Outlook and this application, it is a very small customization kind of thing. You can have print setup. You can have printer setup. It is not showing. Yes, so you can map this one. Okay, if you want Outlook integration, you can map it. So we have settings. Or email. You're asking about email, am I right? Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
So
Yeah.
there is no proper format or the body which can go with all the details saying that this is
That is
the.
available. It is available actually in there is a small kind of setups in system administration and organization administration. It will be there.
Okay, I'll have to. Thank you.
Yeah. Fine. I'm not enabling this checkbox. I don't want all these things at this point. I'm just canceling. I'm doing confirmation with a small button, or you can use this button also. Anything is fine. This is without printout. Okay. So that template also available. That one in organization administration. You will find Outlook integration, and there will be formats. There is a configurations. So a little bit.
Email templates, right? It is going to be configured.
Yes. What is that? Sorry.
Email templates. Email templates. Stack.
Exactly. You're right. Yes. Yes. Email templates. There you can configure. It's a kind of a techno-functional task. It is not pure functional. It is not pure technical. It's a kind of techno-functional.
Thank you.
Yeah. That is available in AX 2009, oldest version, 2012, and it is in all versions. It is available. The same concept. Okay, fine. So now confirmed. I'm just checking whether I'm able to modify this or not. Still, it is there or not. Once invoice is posted, definitely it will be blocked. Now it is confirmation only. It is confirmation only. Still, it is allowing. Now I'm doing product receipt. Means one transaction is going to be posted. Without ledger accounts, it is posting. Inventory transaction is posting. We have not mapped ledger accounts. We have not requested ledger accounts. Let it post product receipt. The first transaction is getting hitted in the system. Of course, it is not a finance transaction. It is a logistics transaction. On hand inventory is going up. Okay. Now operation is completed. If you verify on hand inventory, the first transaction is posted inside. On hand inventory will be up. Okay. Now let me verify this ledger form. Still allowing to modify or not. Still it is allowing. If I do invoice, then it will not allow you to modify. If it is any financial transaction is posted, it will not allow you to modify the chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency. Date. Here, update match status. Past. It should be past. Now post. Once it is posted, we cannot change the ledger setups because the amounts are posted to main accounts. Then it will not allow you to modify the like chart of accounts, whatever you have configured. The first finance transaction is hitting in the system. So all required setups I mapped or I have created in a sequential manner without any issues. That is the reason it will post properly. But for you, it will be a challenge. You will do some mistakes because this company creation process may be done this one more than 200 times. For each batch, I need to do one time. So it may be around more than 200 or 300 times I did it. That is the reason without any errors it was posted. But whereas for you, definitely you will do mistakes and you will face challenges. So that challenges you need to be clear. That is the reason I told you, you need to create a company creation process at least 15 times. Now, if you look at this one, it will be blocked. Because the amounts are posted to financials. Understood?
Yes, Satya.
Okay, fine. So the voucher is posted now. So inventory receipt account data to, that is cost of purchased material invoiced account data to vendor account credit. And then expenditure, purchase expenditure.
Can you go into that ledger form once?
Which form? Ledger, yeah.
Here account structures have not mapped, no.
Mapped.
Balance sheet. Balance sheet and P&L accounts.
I can create one structure, I can create 10 structures, I can create 100 structures. I created only one structure.
Okay.
There is no thumb rule like, there is no thumb rule like we need to create balance sheet one structure, P&L one structure. There is no thumb rule. I have created all for one structure. Without structure, system will not allow you to post. Understood?
So how will it consider whether it is an liability account or this revenue account?
All accounts are there here in this structure. It is all accounts are there. See, look at this one.
Okay. In that, yeah, from 1 lakh to 99. Okay.
So your wish, whether I need to create one structure, whether I need to create 20 structures, 10 structures, that is my wish. It should, there is no thumb rule. I need to follow balance sheet one structure, P&L one structure. No, there is no thumb rule. Your wish, how you want.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, fine. Now I will create a sales order invoice. So it is not so simple the way how I did it yesterday and today. It is a very simplest, straightforward. It is looks like very simple to you, but in reality, you cannot do it without any errors. You cannot do it. Definitely, you will do mistakes, because with my experience, as I told you, whenever I am showing you, it looks like very dead easy application. Whenever you are practicing, it looks like very complex. Both statements are wrong. You need to practice, make sure it is easy. You need to make sure it is easy. Okay, I'm creating a sales order. Select the customer. Select the site and warehouse. Click OK. Select the item. I'm selecting 2 quantity. So I'm selling at the rate of 1500. Now you can do packing slip and invoice. So at the time of packing slip, I have not mapped any ledger accounts. I mean to say, I have not enabled the checkbox and I have not mapped any ledger accounts. But in the real-time scenario, we will map those accounts as well. Now, if you want, you can see the trial balance for this company, inquiries and reports, trial balance. So we have posted like 2 accounts only. Those 2 accounts only it will show you. I'm sorry.
So Satya, this form will tell us what are all the transactions being posted for, I mean, for a day or for
This
during.
one?
Yeah, the form
This
which
is a
you're
trial
showing.
balance. This is a trial balance. It will show you all the accounts. Whatever the transactions posted for the entire, the date, based on the criteria. Based on the criteria.
Yeah.
So accounting currency US dollars, reporting currency euros. Okay, now we are posting. See, it is inventory receipt account, because 900 into 900, it is 90,000 debit and credit. And the cost of goods, this account, even though it is 0, it was posted. Now we are posting sales order invoice. So I'm selecting all. I'm doing packing slip. Click OK. Click OK. Every time if it is a sales process, it will ask you, you have not mapped any printer with the system. We don't have any, I don't have any default printer, so it will show you. So delivered means stock will be deducted, on-hand inventory will be deducted. If you verify, -2 will be posted. So if you verify on-hand inventory, it will become 98. Okay, this we know already. I'm doing invoice now parallelly. So while practicing, if you want packing slip and product receipt postings, then you need to enable and you need to map the ledger accounts. I'm sorry. It is showing 98. Now invoicing is happening, posting. It will show you some more accounts because it was posted, some ledger accounts. Revenue account and cost of goods account, it will be affected. It was deducted 1800. That was posted. This is vendor account, this is customer account, this is inventory account, this is revenue account, and this is cost of goods account. You can click transactions, you can see. Now what I will do, I will map the ledger account mapping postings at the time of packing slip. At the time of packing slip, I want ledger account should be mapped. What I'm doing, I'm mapping the accounts receivable parameters. I'm enabling packing slip ledger accounts. Post packing slip in ledger. If I enable this checkbox, then if I'm doing sales order, I will get error message. Look at this one. I'm selecting the customer. Now I'm doing packing slip. So I'm closing this warning messages. Now I'm doing packing slip. Now I will get error messages. What is the error message? Why I'm getting error messages? Any guess?
Account posting profile not set.
Okay, so the ledger accounts are not mapped. The ledger accounts are not mapped. So look at this one. I will get error message. Account number for transaction type, cost of units delivered does not exist. So where I have to go and what I have to map? Anyone suggest me?
Item group you have to go.
Item group, inventory management, setup, inventory, item groups. Cost of units delivered 140 100 I'm mapping, and here this is a temporary customer account 13 series, accounts receivable not invoiced. Now if you post, it will not allow you, it will not throw any error message, it will allow you to post. Same manner, accounts payable side also. Quickly we'll do it in 5 minutes. Please bear with me for 5 minutes, not more than that. Now it will be posted to a temporary accounts. Actually it is a permanent accounts only, but business people, they will use the word temporary accounts. So at the time of packing slip, the ledger accounts will be posted. So if you want, you can verify the voucher. At the time packing slip, we have mapped ledger accounts. The same thing, it will be reflected here also. One 100. It is cost of units delivered, cost of units sold, delivered, cost of goods. So it was updated. This account and this account. If you do invoice, it will be reversed. That accounts will become 0.
Satya, cost of goods sold delivered should be a 5 series, right? It's an expense, right?
Which one?
Cost of goods sold delivered.
1 second, I will show you. This is it is not cost of goods material. Actually, this is delivered to the customer but not invoiced. Am I right? This is inventory account, and this is temporary customer account. Temporary customer account. Yes, of course, if you want, you can map expense account, but rather than expense, I will map inventory like material dispatched but not invoiced account. Because I need to receive money this much, am I right?
Okay.
Future income. It is a future revenue. If it is invoiced, then it will be reversed. Anyhow, this is a temporary account. Now, if you verify, these accounts will be disappeared. The reason behind counter opposite entry was posted, debits, credits, credits, debits. So debit, credit, net effect is 0. In the same manner, you can do for vendor side also like this. Bear with me for 5 minutes. And here, purchase accrual account you need to map. These two accounts, 140, 100 debit, and this is credit. Purchase accrual means temporary account. Let me show you quickly for another transaction. Please bear with me 5 minutes, not more than that. We'll create a purchase order and we'll do the invoice. So for this, we need to enable the parameters first. AP parameters, post ledger account should be enabled. So we know like AP parameters, enable the checkbox. Post ledger accounts, post product receipt in ledger. Then it will be posted to temporary accounts at the time of product receipt. Otherwise, I will show you tomorrow. No issues. I don't want to make hurry. I'll show you peacefully. So I'm stopping here. Anyone has any doubts? I'll show you this one, product receipt ledger accounts temporarily tomorrow. Yeah. Any more doubts? Anyone? If nothing,
Satya, probably we need this text files, whatever you have prepared for.
I'm going to share with this one for everyone. If both for finance and T&L, I'm going to share with you. So you need to start practicing this company creation process minimum to minimum 15 times, 20 times. Remaining, whatever you have learned till now is different scenario, but whatever yesterday and today, whatever you have learned, you need to practice a number of times. Okay, I'm sharing with you for both finance and T&L batches. I'll share you. So we'll continue same. So there are some more topics I need to explain you, combined sessions. So please join same 6 o'clock, everyone. Okay, see you all. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome.